Hi, you guys are watching the Mac and Cheese podcast. I'm your host, Mary, tonight, and Justin will be my co-host again.
Hello.
Hello everyone. We decided that we are going to do our predictions for week 1 this week. I'm sure we want to start with tomorrow's game. And
might as well start with our game.
We will be actively looking at chat as well. So if you have any predictions, let us know. Okay.
So focusing on the Packers game first, but they play the Philadelphia Eagles in Sao Paulo, Brazil on Friday night at Arena Corinthians. I think that's what the name is.
It is.
There will be a Packers home field advantage in my opinion, because there's a huge Packers fan base in Brazil, and they've waited a long time basically since the NFL started to have the Packers come to the home country. This is the first time NFL game has been played in North America. And another fun fact, and this is the first time since 1970 that the game has been played on Friday night in the NFL regular season with the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. So, very, very fun factoids for you all. Yes. So, Mary, what do you have your keys to the game?
Hello, for the one person that's watching, please chat if you want. For me, I have the Eagles winning. Unfortunately, knowing me, this was hard for me to choose personally. I chose the Eagles because of Saquon Barkley. We know that the Packers don't do well against Saquon, and it's early in the season, so Saquon Barkley will not be hurt most likely. So that's why I chose the Eagles. He's healthy. Most of the Eagles team is healthy. So it's going to be a hard matchup. Both teams had a great offseason. As we know, the Packers got Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs. So it's going to be ahead of the top 2 running backs in free agency this year. But it's also going to be Xavier McKinney against
Saquon. They division rivals for the past few years.
Yeah. Wow. James is picking Philly because he has Barkley and AJ Brown on my fantasy team. Wow.
Not a good reason.
But I think this game is gonna be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I think it's gonna be missed by a kick.
Well, see, for our heart's sake, I hope it doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, I think the Packers will win by 3 points. Honestly,
Brady Neverson, if you're listening, the best of luck.
Yes.
Some keys to the game for offense for the Packers. It has to be one in the trenches on both sides of the ball. The Eagles lost Fletcher Costa retirement on their defensive line, and the offensive line they lost Jason Kelce, their big center. Their center was pretty much the core piece of that brotherly shove play. The Eagles did a lot the past couple of seasons. I don't think that's going to work a lot for Green Bay's against Green Bay's defense. I have a feeling that this new defensive line with a 4-3 system under Jeff Hafley, I think they're going to be able to stop the run a lot better than previous years.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure that it is going to be a tough defensive line to run through for Josh Jacobs, but I'm sure that he'll be used in the passing game as well. Maybe a wheel route or a Texas route or two.
Yes.
And some clever play calling. Vic Fangio has been the best coordinating defenses for decades, and he knows a lot. And the Eagles have a lot of talent on all sides of the ball. But the weakness is secondary. So if they're able to get the run game started, then that can Jordan Love and the receivers can attack that secondary like barbecue chicken. If you recall, November 27, 2022, Packers-Eagles, after Aaron Rodgers got hurt with his ribs, Jordan Love came and he connected with Christian Watson, who pretty much ran out everyone for the touchdown there. So I think that could happen again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of weapons for Green Bay. Dontayvion Wicks, Jalen Reed, Romeo Doubs, Watson, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft. The list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I also have my little fun prediction that the first touchdown for first touchdown reception for the Packers will be by Dontavian Wicks. Whether it'll be for a 20-yard slant or a big 70-yard fade route or something like that. Make sure the offense has a balanced attack. There's no turnovers. Win by time possession bell. Each drive needs to end with a touchdown, obviously. Red zone especially. And because, Mary, you mentioned Saquon Barkley, just make sure to stop the run on defense.
Yes.
And so Jalen Hurst can run a lot, so he has to be kept in the pocket. Some turnovers would be nice. And last time we saw Jalen Hurst in the game was against the Bucs in the playoffs, and he was blitzed a lot in that game, and he wasn't able to. He and the offense was not really gelling. They only scored like 9 points, and if the Eagles falter during the season, there could be a chance that Nick Sirianni gets fired. That's what I've seen. Any opportunities for a turnover or a third down stop is necessary. And the worst is halfway, the defense is going to let it rip. And special teams basically don't screw up. No penalties. Everyone understands the new kickoff format by now. Make sure there's no turnovers or fumbles or muff punts. The new kicker should make each kick. Make sure there's that three-part harmony with the launch snapper Matt Orzech, the holder who is puncher Daniel Whelan, and then Brady Davidson making each kick. Hopefully there's no punts at all, but each punch should be in deep in Eagles territory if that's the case. With the new kickoff format, I'm hoping that there's multiple return touchdowns for Keyshawn Nixon. And but most importantly, on all sides of the ball, stay healthy, execute every play at the highest level, and be ready for anything that the Eagles throw at them. And that's all I have.
Ignore chat right now. James and Cassie are arguing over an emoji.
What's going on?
They're arguing over the laughing out loud emoji right now in chat.
Well, I said some good stuff.
No, it's an emoji that James hates, and Cassie and I are putting it in chat just to ignore him.
All right.
That's all you missed.
So, at the end of the day, I see the Packers winning it. Not by too big of a margin, but I think it could be like a 10-point game in the end. Maybe kind of like a 30 to 20 game. Or 30 to 23 or something like that. It's like I don't want it to be like that very close field goal type of game. So, but it's any given Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whoever. Just Packers winning.
Justin, Cassie says hi in chat.
Good evening, Cassie. And go Pack Go as always.
Yes, she's from Milwaukee. Cassie is a Milwaukee native. Justin, Cassie's sad because you're not paying attention to chat. Aw. Cassie, I am. This game is gonna be tough I'm excited to watch the game. However, and I know Cassie and I were watching the fight today, and we know the Packers made it safely. However, Aaron Mosby is not playing. He did not fly with the team because of a personal reason, apparently. And there was an Eagles player, too. Who was it again?
Devin White.
Former Buck. That's right. He also did not travel today with the team. So that would hurt. I think that's going to hurt for both teams on the defensive side. It's 1-1 missing. And remember, the Packers and the Eagles have 6 players that will not play.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, James.
List.
What?
Yeah, they'll be the inactives list later on.
So, speaking of that, who do you think is going to be inactive? It's kind of too early to tell.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's tough to tell at this point in terms of inactives list because I don't pay attention to that part of it, the whole thing. But maybe one of them could be Anderson.
Yeah.
Unless for special teams reasons. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Marshawn Lloyd, possibly the running back. Oh, Cassie already misses AJ Dillon. That was Cassie's favorite player, is AJ Dillon.
Shout out to AJ. Hope you feel better. And I saw that he's doing a stream on Friday night for the game.
I just wish all the players good luck on Friday's game. And one thing to note is it is a Peacock exclusive as well.
Don't wait for me. I got it all set up.
And I will be watching the game even though I don't have Peacock. I will be watching it at a bar on Friday night. Do you guys think Edgerrin Cooper will play? I would say most likely yes. I would say most likely yes.
Yep.
I do see Tyron Hopper playing as well. Peter, if you're watching this, yes, I know I said I do not like Tyron Hopper. I changed my mind. I think Edgerrin Cooper will play light, like not heavy yet, to get his feet wet into the game because, as we know, he did not play in preseason. So I think he's just going to play light for now and then grow more into the game.
And also, Jordan Morgan might not start right guard right away. It's going to be Sean Ryan for now.
Also, one thing to note is we learned yesterday that the Packers do not have captains as well. So that's going to be interesting.
The captains will be fluctuating from week to week.
I do think Jordan Love will be a captain in week 1.
Yeah, give him a captain for all season.
Or for offensive, and then I don't know for defensive. I would say Kenny Clark or Preston Smith or Xavier McKinney for defensive.
Kenny Clark or McKinney or Blair.
I could see Ja too. For special teams, that's hard.
Nixon.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Jair. Yes, Cassie. I already said Ja for captain. Yes.
Ja Money.
Ja Money. Yes. Are we doing tomorrow's game next?
Yeah, we're doing the predictions.
Yes.
The day before Packers Eagles in Brazil, the Chiefs will open their season at Arrowhead Stadium against the Baltimore Ravens. They'll be reviewing their Super Bowl 58 championship banner against the team that they beat in the conference championship. So there'll be that revenge. There'll be that revenge thing for the Ravens. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be back and forth. Could be a lot of scoring. Both opposites are pretty good, especially with the Ravens adding Derrick Henry in free agency. For some reason, I still think the Chiefs are going to win at home because of some crazy, there's Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce, and Pacheco, and it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a very close affair. It's not going to be a blow. I have it as 27-24 Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. That's James says Ravens get their revenge from the AFC championship game and win in KC. I can see that.
And it depends on how Lamar plays.
Yeah. I do have the Ravens winning this week. Against the Ravens and Chiefs because I think it's going to be a close game, as Cassie said. But the Ravens got Derrick Henry, King Henry. So, and also one thing to note is the Ravens did get a new defensive coordinator. So it could be a different scheme of play.
New defense coordinator is one of their assistants, Zach Orr, because Mike McDonald left for Seattle.
Right, but that would be interesting to see if the play has changed or not. And that's another thing to note with both the Packers and the Eagles is their defense also has changed. New coordinators. I think Vic Fangio is coaching the Eagles now, and Jeff Hafley is coaching the Packers defense.
Vic Fangio was in Miami last year.
Yeah. And I think, if I'm right, I heard this before. Chat, please correct me. The Eagles also got a new offensive coordinator as well. So
that's also correct.
Is that okay? So that might be interesting. I said I have the Ravens winning this game. The Ravens defense might be better. We don't know. Lamar Jackson can run. He's a mobile quarterback, as we know. Also, the Ravens have Justin Tucker, which could be huge against this game, against the Chiefs.
Yeah, both Justin Tucker and Harrison Butker, who did some. Let's ignore the off the field stuff. Both Butker and Tucker are great kickers when they're on the field.
And as Cassie said, Chiefs always start the season slow. Yep.
Yeah, last season was Travis. Last season they lost to the Chiefs lost to the Lions in their first game.
That's
Due to some missing Travis Kelce, and there were a couple of drop/picks. So.
And also the Chiefs do not have MBS this year, so that's what.
Well, Marquez Valdes-Scantling left for the Bills in free agency.
James had a question really quick in chat. Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker as the best kicker in the league. He's like Brandon Norris.
I'll still say Tucker for now.
Yeah, Cassie led it up with that with Brandon Norrison, the Packers kicker.
When I was on Brian's show, I said that the weakness right now for Green Bay was the uncertainty at kicker, but hopefully that will get solved right away on Friday night. So
yes, and one thing to note is this kicker. People say this kicker has played in the league, but he officially has not played a single game. So in Brazil, it would be his first time. And as I mentioned to Peter, if he's watching, this is Javon Bullard's first time out of the country as well. He's only stayed in the States. And he is 21. And one thing to note, I didn't mention this last week, the Packers are younger again. The youngest team again in the league.
That'll be an advantage.
So that should be fun. Yep.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Brandon Davison did say in his little locker room interview that pressure is a privilege. So I'm hoping that he executes well. Anyway,
yes.
Next game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It's the debut of Russell Wilson as the Steeler and Arthur Smith returning to Atlanta on the other side of the field. It's Arthur Smith shouldn't have been hired as an offensive coordinator after his bad play calling in Atlanta last year as a head coach. So I think that might be a disaster for Pittsburgh because I just think George Pickens is obviously the top receiver in Pittsburgh, but I'm not sure if anybody else is going to contribute much. So I think and also the Falcons got better because of no Arthur Smith. Plus, hopefully, maybe Kirk Cousins gets better after his Achilles injury, and he has a whole bunch of weapons to throw to. Kyle Pitts, they have Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. Sorry. So I'm hoping that Jason Siri can help Kirk Cousins go to a good level. I don't think they'll go as far as too far as turns to winning the division, but for this game, I have the Falcons winning by about 7 points.
Cassie agrees with you with the Falcons, and Peter is in chat and he wants to come up. So I'm going to add in really quick. I agree. I have the Justin Fields might take the Steelers starting job by halftime. Wow.
Halftime? I think that might be by week 4 or 5.
One thing to note is you can still see me, right, Justin? Right?
Right.
Okay. I'm just adding Peter really quick. One thing to note is this is Kirk Cousins' first start as the game as well. So that should be interesting.
And the Falcons are definitely going all in for not in some aspects, despite drafting a quarterback in the first round with Michael Penix Jr., who has some injury issues in college.
Leave. That is right. Sorry, I'm just doing some other stuff. That is a good point, but I said, ooh, this is a tough one. However, I might go with the Falcons due to Kirk Cousins' injury, but we will be looking to actually. No one knows is will Kirk Cousins be his former self as a Viking or a Falcon? That's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Is it before? Is he going to look good? Is he going to be healthy enough to play? He's been cleared to play from what I'm aware of. However, you do not want to rush those injuries back.
No.
Ever.
Just don't scramble too much, Kurt. If you're listening, Kurt, don't scramble too much. Let Bijan run.
I was going to say Bijan Robinson is there as a Falcon. So you never know how he's going to play. I am excited to see Russell Wilson on the Steelers as well. I know Brandon Parna and Urinating Tree might stream this game together. Never mind.
Steelers and Broncos face each other later in the season, so they'll
I thought it was
that together.
I thought it was this week for some other reason. And I still think Fields should have started.
At some point, I think he will.
Go ahead with the next one while I send Peter this link really quick.
So the next game listed in the thing is at Highmark Stadium, what used to be called Rick Stadium or Ralph Wilson Stadium. Anyway, Buffalo Bills will be hosting the Arizona Cardinals, and I picked Buffalo in this one. I don't know if Josh Allen will be willing his team to some victories. They did lose the Bills did lose a couple of receivers. Stephon Diggs to Houston, Gabe Davis to Jacksonville. But I think the whole Stephon Diggs drama will make the Bills a bit better on offense. Although on the Bills on defense, like Matt Milano suffered an injury during the training camp and might be out for a bit. I saw that DeMar Hamlin is going to be starting at safety, so I'm hoping that he stays healthy and doesn't have an accident again. So,
Peter, wait 1 second.
I do have the Bills by 10. I'm not sure how Kyler Murray will do. Although he has a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr., so it could be a high-scoring game. So, but Buffalo will take it in the end.
I'm going to get Peter's thoughts on these games really quick. Peter, who do you have winning for Ravens and Chiefs?
I'm going to take the Ravens just because I think it's going to take the Chiefs a game or two to kind of see what they have with the receiving core outside of Rice. So,
wait, Peter, can I just say when you hopped in, there's 2 more viewers.
Well, what can I say? They want to see Bears fans too.
Whatever.
Oh wait, your game is next.
Yeah.
Oh,
Packers
good, perfect.
Packers and Eagles. I know you told me.
Yeah, I'm like even speaking objectively, I just think the Eagles are the more experienced and just deeper team in terms of top tier talent right now. Like I get the argument with Kelsey especially and stuff, and that's a legitimate point. I don't think as good as Fletcher Cox is, I don't think that's going to affect him because Jalen Carter is ready to step into that role or he would have come back for another year. So I think Kelsey's really the only big loss, but I think similar to kind of the Rams with Ndamukong Suh retiring, I think that actually makes that offensive line more dangerous because there's not one guy that you need to key on anymore. Now everyone's good to the same level. So
Vikings and Giants.
Not anyone that's watching it, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vikings and Giants fans. I'm sorry.
Probably the Giants, just because I think they have 1 or 2 more players overall that can make an impact, especially on the defensive side. Because I think Thibodeau is really going to take off this year. So,
Steelers Falcons.
I'm going to say Steelers for that one. I don't think they're as bad as they looked in the preseason. So, and plus, I'm just not sold on the Falcons yet. I want to see how they adapt to the new offense and stuff. So,
Peter, James just said Vikings and Giants
could end in a tie.
Yeah, like
possible.
0-0.
Okay.
13 and 13.
Or that.
28-3, just for old time's sake. Oh dear Lord. Okay, so we were on to the Cardinals and Bills.
We
I
were
did
at
not.
Cardinals Bills.
Cardinals, Bills. Okay. Similar to like the Ravens Chiefs one, I'm going to take the Bills just because they've got the more established talent, and I like as much as they let their like receiving core go, they don't have no weapons. Whereas, I mean, we know the two the Cardinals have, but I'm not sold on their like if they load the passing and try to make the running back beat you, I'm not sold that Trey Benson can do that by himself yet.
Mhm.
So,
For me, I also had the Bills winning. I
yeah.
know, Peter. I know.
No, I just think Josh Allen's going to be the best player on the field. Period.
Yes,
Is what it comes down to.
I agree. Justin, do you want to go with the
I
next one?
mean, leave a whole bunch of players in a single bound.
Yeah.
So I do. Yes, I said the Bills win that one. Next up in our list is at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears hosting the Tennessee Titans, and it's really gonna be it is a tough game for both teams, but I do have the Bears winning. That the offseason hype has been good for the Bears, and I'm sure that momentum will help with the crowd level. The crowd's going to be insane in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I do think that Caleb will make some mistakes at first. Maybe the Titans defense will get a sack or two, but I think the Bears will do just enough to win at home.
That's fair.
Here, I'll go first. Bears will crush the Titans. Yeah, I agree. I have the Bears winning, unfortunately, as a Packers fan. If Chicago gets 6-3 or 7-2 after 9 games, my God. And James' mom, James' parents are both Bears fans. I didn't know this for a fact.
Well, he is from Chicago, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost like that should tell him something too.
Whatever. Hey, you're from Wisconsin, Peter. What does that say? Anyways, I think the Titans got worse by letting go of King Henry.
Yeah.
King Henry. I think, and like I told Justin and Peter, I know I told this to you.
Terry Porter's not too bad though.
What if Nick Folk gets injured with the Titans? That's one thing I'm worried about.
Right.
They don't have a backup kicker either. Packers took theirs. Thank you, Titans.
My thought is that the new kickoff format will help protect kickers because the kicker is all the way back for the 35-yard line, and every other player is at 40 on the opposite side. Yeah. So the kicker should just kick and just go to the sideline for a drink of water.
However, the kicker could pull like his hamstring easily. We've seen kickers do or concussions. All football is a scary position, no matter what.
I remember like Gramatica some years ago. He celebrated and then hurt his knee or something.
Yeah,
it's just scary. Peter, do you want to take your? I know who you're going to pick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I think like I get your point with them signing Tony Pollard after they let Henry walk or whatever, but it's a different type of back, and I just don't think that backs built for speed because of the speed that we bring as like a defensive unit as a whole. I don't think they're going to be as effective as like what a power rusher would be. So I think we win just because of that. Because I think we match up really well with like the speed teams like Tennessee and such.
Also, didn't the Titans also get a new defensive coordinator? So many teams got one this season.
Yeah, they might have, but
I thought they did.
Yeah, it's a new era for Tennessee. They don't have Mike Vrabel anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And a new head coach. So
right. So I think we're in like the more stable position, if nothing else, because there's more people back from
what you guys also got rid of your defensive coordinator.
But we have someone. Granted, Caleb's a rookie, but we have someone that made Geno Smith look like a Pro Bowler, and Caleb right now is better than Geno Smith ever has been.
Agreed.
So
agreed. Most of the teams just got new defensive coordinators this season, and that's what it is.
Yep.
That's honestly what it is.
Yeah.
So ready for my next
Yes.
game?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this one is my lock of the week. I have the Bengals against the Patriots. It's in Cincinnati. Patriots are in rebuilding state. New coach, new era, new everything.
Yeah.
Offensive line is going to be. It's not going to help Jacoby Brissett or Drake May that much, and I think the Bengals will win by a blowout.
Okay.
Even with the whole
Yeah,
Jamar Chase
I
drama.
agree.
I have the Bengals winning just because it's the Bengals. And the Patriots, let's go Belichick. Who's
Joe Burrow.
on Instagram now.
And Joe Burrow will win. Joe Burrow will win his first game as the new Slim Shady.
I just don't trust the Patriots. Guess what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Cassie already told me she thinks Jared Mayo, the Patriots head coach, is going to be the first one out. I agree. Or one of the first head coaches to be out.
I think just with what he's meant to that franchise, I think he gets at least this season for
Yeah,
fully.
I would say one season. And
Yeah.
then decide from
We'll see, because it depends how they do overall too.
Yep.
So
Cassie said Bengals should win by a blowout, but week one is always questionable. Yeah. Aren't the Patriots also always slow in week one?
I have it as 31-7. Not too much of a blowout, but good enough because I know the Bengals haven't done that well in week ones recently. But I'm hoping I'm hoping that Joe Burrow stays healthy this year.
Right. I mean, that's a big question mark. Plus, who they're gonna use to try and fill the gap that Tyler Boyd's absence.
Yes.
No, because John Ross, great speed, doesn't similar in a lot of ways to, and this isn't a shot, it's just like the fact of it, similar in a lot of ways to Christian Watson, where speed doesn't matter if you can't catch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
catching hands matter.
Yeah, and that was one thing that Tyler Boyd was extremely good at. So,
yes. Cassie, I'm fine. I found a new phone charger.
It's the first Sunday of a season. Anything can happen any given Sunday.
Yeah.
But I still think the Bengals will do enough to win.
At
home against New England.
Yeah, I would agree.
Now for the next game, it will be tricky, but it will be tricky because it's a division matchup. Houston Texans against the Indianapolis Colts, a rematch of Week 18, where the Colts were a drop pass away from potentially making the playoffs.
Right.
If they shouldn't have benched Jonathan Taylor for that play to begin with. So maybe that revenge thing will be put into it, but at the same time, Anthony Richardson, he's coming back after his shoulder injury last year. He only played in a couple games, so we don't know how good he will be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, CJ Stroud will be entering his sophomore season pretty much on a high, and I think the Texans will win this one by at least a touchdown or two.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think especially adding someone like a Stephon Diggs so they don't have to rush Delbeck from like needing him week one for the injury and stuff like that. He can come in and play like the complimentary or decoy piece while he fully heals and stuff. So that was huge for them. Plus, I think the tight end they got in the trade with Dallas the other, like 2 years ago or whenever it was, I think it's going to make a huge impact on that game too. So,
and we'll also see how Joe Mixon fits in the system because he went from Cincinnati to Houston, and hopefully Stephon Diggs doesn't talk himself out of Houston like he did with Minnesota and Buffalo.
Right.
I also agree. I have Texans winning. The Stephon Diggs thing, if that's true, what he said, I'm not sure if you guys saw what he said today.
All the mental stuff,
about the mental health.
Yeah.
If that's true, I feel bad, but I think personally Stephon Diggs needed a new home.
Yeah.
So we'll see a different home for Stephon Diggs.
Well, let's be real. His time in Buffalo was done after that drop pass.
That's what I'm saying.
Wide right.
Right.
Also, James said Texans. Cassie and James both said Texans as well. And then James also said CJ Stroud picks up where he let off
Left off. Yeah.
this year. Yeah. And he believes CJ Stroud will win MVP. I don't know if CJ Stroud is MVP candidate yet. I think it's going to honestly be up between Josh Allen, depends on how they do, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. I'll be honest. For AFC. That's just AFC. I'm not going to name NFC yet because we don't know. We haven't seen enough talent, personally. So I'm not going to predict. Maybe that's what we should do when it gets closer to the predictions.
Maybe around week 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then James also said, I think Houston makes the AFC Championship game in 2 and faces the Chiefs. I don't know if they're going to make it that far, is the thing.
They're still Baltimore.
Yeah.
So it could be a Ravens-Chiefs rematch, but we'll see.
Cassie's cracking me up in chat right now. I don't know if you guys saw what she just posted.
I can see CJ Stroud win MVP if Jordan Love's going to win. Well, let's say Jordan Love's MVP for the Super Bowl, so we'll say that. Anyway, next game.
I didn't think you wanted me to comment on that.
Anyway, next game. Play 2 teams against each other. Jacksonville visiting Miami.
Yes.
There are two offenses that could have talent, but Miami has the much better talent, so Miami's gonna outscore Jacksonville by a bit.
Yeah.
So I have Miami winning at home.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Miami's one of the few teams in the league that can say not defense doesn't matter, but they can make up for not having a great one because they can score in like 3 plays on any given drive. So
yeah, thanks to Tyreek. And
I mean, I know OBJ isn't what he used to be or whatever, but just having someone that can take up the middle so you can let Waddle and Tyreek Hill operate solely on the outside is huge for them.
The uncertainty for Miami is with defense because they changed a lot of defense. Not sure how Joe Barry will do as the running game coordinator.
Right.
But still, Miami should win at home the first week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously I think averaging like a certain amount of points or whatever makes up for defense because I could easily see them averaging like 35 to 42 a game this year, at least for the first couple weeks.
Okay, sorry. I'll do that later. Cassie said, haha, I will definitely take Super Bowl MVP for Love instead.
one game at a time. My apologies for that comment.
No, you're fine. Really quick.
You gotta turn off Madden.
Hey. My Dolphins.
The Madden side play are on PS3. I don't have the recent ones.
For my Dolphins Jaguars pick. And now we got to 1 viewer in live chat. Oh, wow. Come back to the 2, please, Cassie. If you left, please come back. For my Dolphins and Jaguars pick, I agree the Dolphins have a better team personally. I do think we don't know what the Dolphins defense will be for this season.
Yeah.
Like Justin mentioned, Joe Barry. Also, I am so excited to see Grant DuBose on the 53 of the Dolphins. Peter, stop.
Best of luck to him in Miami. Miss you in Green Bay. I'm just hoping you stay healthy. This next game, this is going to be the ugliest game of the week for me. Panthers against the Saints in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers were the worst team last year, but they lost their first round pick due to Chicago, the whole trade, everything. So the Panthers didn't really win much with their tank bowl. It's going to be a battle of 2 ugly offenses. Hopefully Bryce Young has a better sophomore season, but I'm not sure how he'll do against the Saints defense is still solid. And we'll see how Derek Carr is, I guess, frustrated more with his offensive line receivers. But Saints do it just enough to win. It's going to be like a 13-6 game.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't have that much to say about Panthers Saints. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but no, like I honestly don't. I think Bryce might even take another step back before he starts really taking a step forward, just because there's still really, other than Leggett, there's still really not all that much around him. Honestly, especially with Brooks going to be missing time now and stuff like that. So
Plus, I think the Panthers are cursed with David Tepper as their owner.
Yeah.
that too, but I'm also saying that in a very biased light because I can't wait until we have a glorified first round pick with our second this coming year.
Well, I think the Panthers and Bears should play each other later this season. So we'll.
Oh yeah, don't worry, we're going to take care of our part of that.
I do have the Saints winning, and now we have one person in chat. No, there was just a timing out battle that Ahmad took care of really quick.
Okay. Now let's see if you guys can just not basically screw up a coin toss against the Panthers and.
Well, we don't play the Panthers this year, so we're good.
Well, that's fortunate.
Plus, I think Jair learned his lesson. So everything's more positive in Green Bay.
I do have the Saints winning. Like Justin said, justice for job money. See, Peter, this is what you get. Justice for Jair.
No way, Jair's doing okay now. He was just tired of Joe Barry's bull crap. So,
plenty of justice. The officials asked him what he meant, as opposed to just calling what he said. No other team in the league gets that.
That part was a mess last Christmas Eve. So we're thankfully past that. Now we're next game is another ugly one. Vikings against the Giants in New Jersey.
Yeah, no, I think the Giants definitely win that.
So who's gonna be the ugliest offense? I mean, Daniel Jones.
Carolina.
Sam Darnold against Daniel Jones. You don't have that much of good quarterbacks to pick from. Maybe Justin Jefferson can carry Sam Darnold a bit, without Saquon Barkley, I think the Giants are gonna be it's just crap on offense. Malik Neighbors may be a great rookie player, but I'm not sure how the offense will do without Saquon. So, unfortunately, I have the purple incarnation of Satan winning by a very close margin, 13-10.
We're gonna actually take the Giants 17-10. So.
Like James said, Vikings and Giants could end in a tie. Yeah, honestly could. I think I have the Giants winning. I do not do the score predictions just because we honestly don't know how these could turn out with the referees and whatnot.
Well, they just have to watch out with the turf as well. So
turf.
Well, I mean, both teams have turf, so it's pretty much neutral for there.
Yeah, but no, I think in that one, Kayvon Thibodeau ends up making the game either winning or saving play. So
we'll see how that goes. Next up was our first late window game at SoFi Stadium. Will be the Las Vegas Raiders, should still be Oakland Raiders, against the LA Chargers. The Chargers are going to have some time to get used to Jim Harbaugh's system. Jim Harbaugh's new coach with the Chargers, plus the Chargers lost a couple of receivers. Keenan Allen to Chicago and Mike Williams. He went somewhere else as well.
Jets.
Mike Williams, right? And also, I'm just not sure how Justin Herbert will do with the new system. So, and with the Raiders, I think that Anthony Pierce, that's the new coach. Antonio Pierce. I think he'll bring back that bit old-fashioned Raider mentality. So I have the Raiders win that one. It'll be a Raiders home game anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Peter?
Yeah, I would say Raiders win just because they have, even with losing Jacobs, I mean, Zamir White has proven he's capable of stepping up into that role, or they wouldn't have let Jacobs go, or at least for not without getting something for him if they didn't think White was ready to step in. And plus, I liked their duo of tight ends, and they might actually have one of the better tight end duos in the league, honestly, with the Raiders, with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. So I think that alone wins them that game. Well, the Chargers kind of get their footing. I still ultimately think the Chargers are probably going to be the one that really pushes Kansas City for the division, but it's going to take a couple weeks for them to get there.
That we have 3 people watching, so thank you to the 3. I know Isaac and Matt are live right now too. I saw their notification come up on my phone. James said Raiders, but barely. Cassie said Chargers. I don't trust the Raiders to be competent yet. Yeah.
I'm hoping that for Devontae Adams, he has to lose more of his sanity. I mean, I'm hoping that Gardner Minshew doesn't throw him a lot of hospital balls to him.
Yeah.
And really quick, I'm going back to the comments. Cassie said Giants, Vikings go 0-17. Oh, no.
Well, in my case, it'll be 1-16. So.
Oh my God! Now we have 4 people watching.
well, the more the merrier. So that's good.
James said, "I'd rather watch me try than watch the Raiders and Chargers."
Well, I'll be watching Red Zone on all day Sunday. So.
I do have the Raiders winning. It's going to be interesting with Harbaugh. Yeah, Harbaugh coaching. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Basically, Jim Harbaugh got out of Dodge because University of Michigan got in trouble.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he got out of there while he can. After he won his national championship.
Also, really quick, just to mention the Josh Jacobs thing, Peter, that you mentioned. He was actually on a franchise tag last season, and the Raiders are the ones that didn't want to give Josh Jacobs the contract.
Yeah. No, I don't blame them. But I'm saying if they didn't think that White was ready, though, they probably would have.
Yeah. And also, I don't think the Raiders' defense is good enough to do anything with Josh Jacobs. I think that's why he got less running.
Yeah. I will say I'm interested to see the Chargers because that talent they have on defense with Bosa and Khalil Mack in a Harbaugh defensive system is going to be fun to watch.
Agreed.
So.
Okay. Go on with the next one.
This one is not as funny. If Russell Wilson was still in Denver, it would still be funny. Broncos against the Seahawks in Seattle.
That would have been cool.
Broncos are starting a new rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, who was named one of the starters, one of the captains. First time that's happened for the Broncos since 1967. It's a new era for Denver, and although I wish them the worst, I wish them all losses. So Seattle's going to do just enough to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No good things for Sean Payton.
No, definitely not.
James says Seahawks, the 12th man is still a good thing and can cause less issues for our teams.
It can. I just don't know that they have the other 22 that it takes is the problem.
Wow.
Maybe a decade ago it could have.
Yeah.
Who did I wait? Did I not pick them? Did I not pick that game? Uh oh. I don't think I picked this one. Oh, I picked Broncos.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I just like Bo Nix personally as a quarterback.
Wait till he plays more starters.
Yeah, and I think Christian Welch will be fantastic with the Broncos as well. And I think Broncos actually play the Vic Fangio defense too. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun. Watching them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be in Cleveland, Huntington Bank Stadium. I was supposed to still call it Cleveland Browns Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
New stadium. Anyway, Browns are hosting the Cowboys. It'll be for Fox. It'll be Tom Brady's first first regular season broadcasting debut with Kevin Burkhardt and Aaron Andrews on Fox.
That's right.
I just wish he had a prettier looking game than this, because I think both offenses will struggle a bit. Both defenses are great, but without Nick Chubb for the first few weeks, I think Cleveland's going to struggle.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson has been washed. He's recovering from his own ACL, his own injury to end the season last year, and the Cowboys will do just enough to win thanks to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and even with the new Ezekiel Elliott that is not his prime self. So, but Michael Parsons is still there on defense, and it'll be an ugly game. I say 20-17 Dallas.
Yeah, I could see something right around there. I think Dallas definitely wins. Just if nothing else, as good as the Browns defense is, I think when it would come down to it, I think Dak and Lamb would find a way just to take over and get the needed points, even if it's just getting them into like field goal range or something like that. So I just think they find a way.
Oh, I put Browns question mark, but I'm going against my pick on paper because like I forgot Lamb is still a Cowboy is the thing when I did this, and I said this James has Dallas has no running game.
Well, I mean, they're still like Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook, but both are pass.
Oh, that's right. Dalvin Cook is a Cowboy
He is,
now.
and I mean, I know Dowdle's not great, but he's not awful, especially as like a change of pace option.
And
so
Cassie also has the Cowboys over the Browns. And I said disagree. I have the Cowboys, Lamb all day, plus I love Lambs. LOL. That's what I said.
Plus, I do think there's actually one player in the Dallas's offensive backfield that a lot of people are forgetting about. I think Deuce Vaughn could legitimately break out this season at some point.
Are you ready to say my pick? Another one that the Cowboys that a lot of people are forgetting about.
Yeah.
Their wide receiver, the one that I freaking wanted at the draft, Ryan Flournoy, is a Cowboy. He's a slot corner. He's a slot wide receiver, and is very good. Watch out. Good thing the Packers don't play the Cowboys.
Until the playoffs anyway, we can blow them
Don't
out.
even say that.
Packers will win against the Cowboys, no issue.
I do not want to see my boy Flournoy get destroyed by the Packers. Okay. Anyways.
That's okay. So the other 425. Sorry, 425 on Fox. The other game is gonna be the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay hosting the Washington Commanders. I still think I like Washington football team better, but Commanders against the Bucs. James Daniels will be a solid quarterback for his rookie season, but I'm not sure if he'll have enough weapons around him besides Terry McLaurin.
Right.
The Bucs have the advantage of at home. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are still there, and at the end of the day, those cannons will be firing a lot, so they'll have the Bucs winning at home.
Yeah, I agree. Just talent depth or whatever. Like I said, I think Daniels is gonna be phenomenal, but in terms of at least the geographic that area or whatever, Antoine Winfield's had the most success against McLaurin in his career than a lot of quarterbacks have. So I think that's going to work into Washington's detriment too much in this one.
James says Tampa steamrolls against Commanders. I also have the Buccaneers winning this game. I think it's going to be I think it's Tampa again since it's week 1. Yeah, it's week 1. It's Jaden Daniels' first game, too.
Yeah.
How is he going to play? No one knows.
Plus, who knows how human or Rainey will be in Tampa.
Right.
Hopefully, no lightning in the area.
Hurricane season. It's all matters. It's hurricane season.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't have a hurricane this week, but no one knows.
Yeah.
I think this game is going to be a very good game. it is the Commanders do have the former Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Dan Quinn.
So, yep.
Yeah, as a head coach.
So, yes. So that should be interesting. Like I said, I do have the Bucks winning. And so does Cassie. Cassie said Tampa again since it's week 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we?
So playoff rematch on Sunday Night Football on NBC/Peacock. The Detroit Lions hosting the LA Rams.
Mhm.
Now for the Rams, they do have a lot of great talent on offense. Matthew Stafford, quarterback, Puka Nacua, Tyron Williams. They still have Cooper Kupp, but the biggest thing is for the Rams, Aaron Donald retired
Right.
a little early, I think, but I'm glad that he won a ring before he retired, and
Okay.
like thankfully he doesn't have to choke a Packers lineman again. But at the end of the day, I think the Lions have the better, more solid team. But that defense will maybe pressure Matthew Stafford to a couple of sacks and turnovers. Aiden Hudson will lead the way. Plus, I think the Lions are just too balanced on both sides of the ball to eke out a win at home to make the Lions fans happy for at least 1 week.
Peter.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think very similar to Justin here. I just think they're too balanced, and they addressed the secondary, which is their one real weak spot on their defense, if there was one last year. Got even better than it already was. And as good as Nacua and Kupp are as a duo, I just don't think they're able to overcome that amount of talent.
Cassie said Rams, and James said Lions pick up where they left off.
Yeah.
And beat the Rams again. One thing a lot of people have mentioned already, and I chose the Lions because I think the Lions are going to be very good this season. Not gonna lie. Jared Goff always does very good in domes.
Yeah.
However, the Lions only play 3 not-dome teams. So I think that's kind of why. I think that's why.
Yeah.
It's like Green Bay, San Francisco, and
Here.
Chicago.
and Chicago. Yeah, all the rest of the games are indoors. So it's like, what the heck?
So
Which is going to be interesting because I think that's going to work to their advantage during the regular season and against them when it comes playoff time.
Agree.
So, because what if the Lions don't win a division? If the Packers win a division, they have to go to Lambeau during the playoffs. I think that's going to be.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
So the Packers will get the advantage there.
Right. Or, I mean, even something as simple, even though it would be like a different thing, but even you never know what like the precipitation level and stuff is going to be in like San Francisco in January either.
Right.
So,
yeah, rain or snow.
Yeah.
Oh, James is already looking to Monday night game. Oh.
Monday night's going to be tough. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure how he'll do. Leonard Floyd Monday night, but just are cursed again. It's gonna be a close game. I will admit, both teams will have some points scored. But at the same time, 49ers got all their people back. All the fan got went. The Stones are there for Brad Purdy to wield his power over whatever. And but Trent Williams was more important than Brandon Ayuk, by the way, because without the good offensive line, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
So with everyone back, I see San Francisco winning at home. My apologies to Aaron Rodgers.
Your pick, Peter.
See, I have no such apologies or sympathy for him. I mean, obviously not rooting for an injury because no real fan of the game does that. But just coming from having had a similar injury to it, the easiest thing to do when you've injured one leg is do that exact same injury to the other leg because you're overcompensating.
Oh.
Yes.
And I'm really worried that's going to be the case because to be coming back from that and have this defense be the first one you face has got to be an absolute nightmare. Because there is no stopping to the pressure that they can put on from any different position. Because it's not they're like probably the only defense, at least in the NFC, that could absorb the loss of someone like a Dre Greenlaw just by
Yeah.
moving one of their safeties down to play middle linebacker while he's healing up
Yeah,
and
that's
not lose anything at either level. So
So Greenlaw was a big loss, and he got injured during the Super Bowl, not during the play, but he was just going onto the field after a punt. It was just like a random injury that happened. It's like maybe it's just, and the 49ers, this could be their last dance, because if they don't win it this year, then everything's gonna be all reset, because Brock Purdy's waiting for an extension. Who knows how much he'll get paid per year.
yeah, although I honestly see him taking a lot more like the Tom Brady approach of I don't care what I make, build a team around me, as opposed to Rodgers being the well, pay me first and then we'll talk type thing.
Yeah.
So
Cassie and James both have the Jets winning. Cassie said Jets over the Niners. The Niners always start off the season.
In my pick'em thing, thanks to the Grossi Posse group, I have the 49ers winning, hopefully. But I'm just hoping that Rodgers stays healthy for all the season and the Jets play well. But Peter Schrager, he picked the Jets to have a top seed in the AFC, and that's not going to happen.
No, there's no way.
And he said Rodgers was MVP. I was like, heck no.
No, those days are gone.
Like I said, I mean, yeah, I highly agree. Cassie says Jets over the Niners. The Niners always start off the season weak, and we will see Aaron chip on his shoulder Rodgers this season, which is the scariest version of him as long as he stays healthy. Healthy is the key word there.
Yeah. But like I said, to have your first game back be against probably the best high pressure defense in the league is
right.
Not ideal.
And I also have the 49ers winning.
Yeah. No, in fact, I'm going to call that they win by at least 14.
Okay. I hope everyone just stays healthy this whole season.
If anything else, I can watch the main cast with Bill Belichick to entertain me.
Yeah.
Is there any final thoughts? That's all. Again.
I'm excited for week 1 to begin.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Just good luck to every team. And then hopefully the Packers exit Brazil with a victory.
Peter, you?
You were doing so good until that last sentence, man.
Packers have a great chance to win.
I mean, yeah, everyone chose the Eagles to win. Is the thing.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a really fun season. I think if the Vikings get their act together at some point within the next couple of years, it's going to be good to see this division get back to like the black and blue one that I'm used to it being, because I think we've got 3 teams that could legitimately contend for playoff spots this year.
Justin, James is giving you hate right now. What do you have against Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, Justin?
It's not Joe. It's not Joe. I like Joe. It's more Troy.
Really? Huh.
I just heard them too much during the Packers Fox broadcast, and it was like I like watching Penny and Eli. They're more entertaining and funny and have better insight of they cover the game a lot better, and hopefully they have less annoying guests. I mean, having Bill Belichick join them will be a huge bonus to their main cast thing. Although it won't be every week for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, no, I get maybe it's just like the Chicago fan in me in general, but I cannot stand Joe Buck, and getting to hear him have to call the final out of the Cubs winning the World Series is like my best sports memory of my entire life.
Yeah, I remember watching that. That was a great moment to see on TV.
Yeah.
Peter, final thoughts.
Like I said, just looking forward to this season. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Mm-hmm. For me, for final thoughts, my computer's about to die, but that's all that matters for me. It's at halfway %, but we're almost done. And I hope everyone has a healthy season this year. And it's the next man up mentality for all teams. And we'll most likely be back for next week for week 2.
Yes.
Oh, where can people find you? And what do you guys have coming up?
I have my username on Twitter /X is at Justin_Amandro, AMANDRO on Twitter /X, and you can find me on there and on extra and hopefully a lot of episodes of this podcast in the future. So
Yep.
I go.
Had to get that in again. No. So you can find me at either how my name's spelled here on YouTube or on Twitter at JCLivin4. And you're going to be debuting soon and actually recording the first episode tomorrow of a brand new podcast with this insane Packers fan that's our host tonight. Called Midwestern Chaos. We're doing wrap-ups of our teams and potential some fantasy advice as well.
That's your job because I don't do fantasy, but I will.
Sure you do. You said the Packers could win. Never mind.
Did you read Cassie's final thought?
No.
Final thought, go Pack go.
Yeah, I've got some final thoughts for you too, Cassie. You want to hear them?
Cassie's a god, Peter. You guys
can week 11.
You guys can time each other out, and I don't know why you guys haven't.
Oh, I'm waiting for the season,
Oh no. Cassie's threatening to time out James again. Oh no. You can find the podcast. I have it in the scroll this time. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. Please turn the bell to all notifications. Do not turn it to personalized. Please follow the podcast on X or Twitter at Mac Podcast 2023. James said, "Best of luck to your Bears this season." Yeah, Peter.
Thank you, Sarah.
And you can find me at this podcast. Like I said, I'm sure we'll have one next week. And like Peter, probably doing recap of week 1, probably Wednesday, whatever. And probably, next Wednesday we would probably be doing week 2 before the games. And like Peter said, we will be recording Midwestern Chaos, which might possibly be out tomorrow, most likely be out tomorrow. So you guys can watch it before the game. And yeah. We are working on interviewing or scheduling some interviews as well. Any more final thoughts for you guys?
Good.
Perfect. Bye, chat. We'll see you next week.